Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Andre here, back at it with another video. So for this video, this is going to be my part 2 of the Rebirth of Glory review. So I already covered Sword, Rune, and Forest. So this one will be Dragon, Shadow, and Blood. Now, obviously, of course, we're going to be starting off with Dragon, because Dragon is my favorite. Dragon is my favorite class. So first, we have Genesis Dragon of Disaster 40 out of 40 out of 10 name, like actually so good. Artwork so good as well. So this one is a 10 mana legendary. Now, obviously, of course, the last like few 10 mana legendaries we have in the past have not been so good. That's largely because like they required a lot of things to happen or whatever. But Genesis is pretty simple and to the point. 10 mana, storm, go face. Now he does actually have an accelerate, which is to accelerate 4, gain an empty playpoint orb, so basically ramp 1. If you can evolve and have at least 1 evolution point, use 1 evolution point and deal 3 damage to all followers. Now, yes, this is symmetrical AoE, so if you have save creatures on the board, you are going to lose your creatures as well, and that part's kind of a turn off. But it is there to stop people from just like ramping up with a reckless abandon, which is pretty good because obviously, of course, that's like nice. And of course, if you're behind, then having the deal damage is very, very good. Just because like, well, I'm behind, I need to ramp, and this lets you ramp and clear the board, which is important because if you don't have that, you will have difficulties playing Ramp Dragon in the current meta game. Now, I know I saw as a sort of aside, I know I saw a lot of a few like newer-ish players who, well, I say newer-ish, but as in like new, as in like they weren't around back when like Genesis was around in standard, but this effect is no joke. Like it's one of those. It's simple, but it gets right to the point. Which is that, hey, yeah, I want to fucking nuke you out of orbit and be like, ha, take a meteor to the face or something like that. Now, I know, again, that, like, it's very, very bland seeming effect, but the raw damage is something that, like, Dragon wants. It's something that Dragon desperately wants just because, like, you want to be able to end the game in a decisive fashion. I talk about this all the time, but, and Genesis is definitely something that, like, lets you do that. Like, for Satan, yeah, you might play Satan, right, but then you still have to, like, play cards until you eventually find the right combination of Satan cards that kill me. But if I play Genesis Dragon, yeah, 2 Genesis Dragons hitting me in the face, that's 14 damage. It's 18 if I have 2 Evos, or it's 16 if I have 1 Evo, and 2 Genesis Dragons, 2 Galm is 20, 2 Genesis Dragon Forte, and another Forte is 20. Like they said, there's a lot of like combinations of cards where like having this deal as much damage as it does gives you lethal. Now you might also be wondering again, like I said, but Nandra, didn't you already have Storm Mutants and whatnot as well? Yeah, you did, but like right now in rotation, as far as Storm Mutants go, currently you had Odin who did 4, you had Ilios who also did 4, and you had Forte who did 5. Now, Genesis, for like 2 or 3 mana more, does almost twice the damage. That's what you're paying for. Like that, like that's the impact right there. That's the flash. Like there's no satisfying feeling as watching as hearing the nice thud or like thwack or thwack sound as the Genesis Dragon like hits your opponent in the face. Like truly, like it's fucking orgasmic. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, fanboying aside, great card, 10 out of 10, great card, just good. Now this will start to bring back the start of Storm Dragon and whatnot, which is one of the kind of like more like rogue archetypes of dragon. It's not always like popular because like it's like playing a bigger aggro dragon, sort of. Yeah. Now next card, we have Hulking Dragonute. Hulking Dragonute is actually like brand new card. It is a 8 mana 7/4 that has Rush Ward, and it has the effect text of I can't take more than 1 damage at a time. So what this means is that like you're gonna go and play it out. You're gonna go and play it on an 8. Go and hit 1 creature. It can be a 7/7 or whatever. Boom! It's just dead. Just goodbye. And after that, he keeps on ticking, because ordinarily if he had like such a big creature like this, or whatever, mash into another big creature. Most times, if your creature did win the fight, it's usually like left like heavily maimed or whatever, and on its last legs. Not this guy. This guy gives a licking and keeps on ticking. Now that does mean he has to be killed like 4 times in order to take damage 3 times or 4 times in order to like finally die. But that could be a lot, because like if you're facing someone who's like playing like more like mid-range strategy or whatever, where like they don't have like that many creatures, or if you're playing for someone who's playing control, this card is gonna end them. It's gonna end their life, because like, it's so hard to kill. It's so hard to kill while burning minimal resources. If you have to spend like 4 individual cards to kill this, and they're all better than 1/1s, you're losing that game. You're just awful. Now, this guy does actually have an evolve effect as well. In his evolve effect, he can't be destroyed by spells and effects. That's really important because that means that now when you evolve him, things like say Fire Embrace, Bane units, like those don't work now. And that's great, because again, if you do that versus Runecath, that's a whole beating and a half. Now, yes, he could in theory die to Wind Blast, but you're gonna need to have four Wind Blasts in order to kill it. That's unlikely. So, if this card is meta, you're gonna see a lot of different decks adapt to beat this card. Now, it does suck that he's 8 mana, and I do think that like the part of why he's 8 mana is because of the fact that like they were trying to bounce around the whole what if Dragon double ramps and then places out on turn 5. So I think it's one of those. If you play it on turn 5, this card becomes like probably like too overwhelming. But if you play it on like 6 or 7 mana, or even like 8 mana, in like a worst case scenario, he's like more manageable. But I don't know, and I'm looking forward to playing this card in order to find out that question, or in order to find out the answer to that question. Next, we have Wise Dragonite Scholar. So this one is a very interesting card. This one is spam for discard a card from your hand and then draw a card, and then can't be attacked. And then when you evolve, go ahead and discard another card from your hand and then draw on yet another card. So this card is very interesting because like Discard Dragon it's a meme from it's a meme, but over the course of the last 2 sets, we've now seen 2 different cards that have discard synergies attached to them, while also being very, very good cards on their own. So I wonder if that's their way of trying to like test and see if they want to try to like remake Discard Dragon again, because again, it's one of those archetypes that like many people like clamored for or whatever. Like I after we started like seeing some of it, just because it's one of those, oh well, yeah, we want you to like to finish this project. Now, I personally don't really care either way. Like if they finish it, cool. At least make it good. If they're not gonna make it good, don't finish it. But this card is very good, just because like filtering for your deck is important. Like right now, Dragon's card draw engines are kind of but if you're like, but if you have like this, you can like filter away bad cards that you don't need for like cards you maybe do need, and just chill like that. So I like it. I like this card a lot. Now, will this card see play? Probably. I don't know where else to play though. I think if you're gonna play this, you probably would just like play it in like an aggro dragon deck or whatever. Then maybe just kind of like stress out your opponent's like resources, because like if you do this, it can't be attacked. Your opponent has to like spend actual like resources to kill it. And then if you like more can't be attacked units, then like eventually one of them just kind of gets through and doesn't die and just wins. Next, we have the Dragon Sword. Dragon Sword is also one of the more standout cards from this set that a lot of people are like thinking about, like, can we build with this? So, Dragon Sword is a countdown 20, fan for enhance 8, subtract 10 from this endless countdown, and summon 2 Hellflame Dragons. So you don't know what Hellflame Dragon is. Hellflame Dragon is the 2 mana 4/3, has Rush, and then whenever an ally follower comes into play, subtract 1 from this endless countdown, and then last word, summon a Dragon Spear. If you don't know what Dragon Spear is, we're gonna find out right here. Dragon Spear is a 10 mana at the end of your turn. Transform all ally followers without wards into Inferno Dragons. Inferno Dragons are 8 mana 8/8s with no effect text. So this card is, well, if you like Timmy stuff, this is the place for you. So this is sort of like a weird version of like, I don't know, like it's gonna kind of follow like sort of like PDK play style, in which you're gonna want to play a lot of tokens and things like that in order to go ahead and like have this thing come into play early. I don't know how early you're gonna be able to get into play, because I feel like you're probably going to need to have to play this friendly enhance almost every time, and I don't know how good it is after you have to do that. But when this card starts rolling, you start getting 8/8s, and 8/8s are really good, right? Because like we see things like say Magera, or say Chisopone, or say Poseidon or whatever, who are like really, really big, and you just kind of like don't die that easily. So so imagine you have 5 of them, right? Or even just 3 of them. That's like really, really, really good, right? So I don't know. I do plan to play this. I do plan to play this card a lot. I don't yet know if it's gonna work for me. But I do think so. I do think it's gonna be one of those cards that just kind of is like, it makes for like a nice fun deck, I think, and that's good. Next, we have Aepho Windrider. Aepho Windrider is a 4 mana 2/1 that has Storm and can't be attacked. So initially, I was like, I don't actually like this card that much, just because I felt like the Storm part was, I felt like the mana cost was a little bit too high for 2/4 stats, because it would have made sense for me. It was like a 2/2, but like as a 2/1, it's really, really fragile. It dies to a lot of things. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and then I realized that, well, one thing I do like about it is that, like, it's a non-traditional Stormer that can be attacked, so if you get to evolve it, it's a 4-3, and if it doesn't die, because, again, like, your opponent has to have removal for it, like, they can't just use a creature interaction, no, it has to be a unit, sorry, it has to be a spell to kill it, so if it doesn't die and you get to evolve it, that's 8 damage, that's a lot of damage, and that kind of helps, brings the games to pretty fierce end, so, I don't know. But at the moment, it's one of those things I'm going to actually like sit and play with, I think, in order to actually properly evaluate it. Next, we have the Steel Claw Worm Bruiser. This one is spam for add an assembly droid to your hand, and then on fan for this, add the assembly droid, and then evolve. If there are at least 2 Machina cards in your hand, deal 3 damage to the enemy. So because he provides the assembly droid already, you just need to have 1 Machina card in your hand. So you can just simply like play like Robo Goblin, play this guy doesn't die, evolve it, easy peasy. Next, we have the Helix Mashusu. Helix Mashusu is a 7-mana 5/5, up to 7/7. It has Accelerate 4, summon 2 Basilisk. If you don't remember what Basilisk is, it's just this. And then his last words is summon 2 Basilisk when he dies. So if you're killing him ordinarily, he's just a 7-mana 7/7, which is pretty fair stats. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. For me though, I don't really like it. I think this is one of those cards that's like 100% way better in limited formats than it is in constructed. Because in limited formats, right now, Dragon is really good in both Open 6 and Take 2, just because, like, Dragon has the ability to somehow draft, like, a billion just either 1/1 or plus and destroy a creature, type effects. Like, for example, you have Tail Swing, you have Lightning Blast, you have, Overwhelming Crush, yeah, you have, like, Overwhelming Crush, Power Forge, you have, Avowed Strike in some of these formats, and that's, like, a lot of just drawing cards and whatnot. Drawing cards and killing things, and this one is good because like if you play all of those and you like this guy at the end, this guy kills even more units, and then you possibly win off whatever you play after this guy. So in that case, this guy's good, but in those cases where you can't, this guy's bad. So I don't know. Although I will admit that the evolved artwork is quite nice. Next, we have Gadget Mermaid. Gadget Mermaid is a 2-mana 2/1 that has spam for if another ally Machina follower is in play, gain Storm. So this card is basically Blood Wolf that you can't play on 2 unless you have Soaring Dragonoot. If you have Soaring Dragonoot, you can play this guy on 2, and it's like back in the old days where you just like play Blood Wolf and just run away with the game because your opponent took way too much damage and died. So I think this girl is gonna make Aggro Dragon more on the map, which is pretty good because like the deck is already pretty good right now, but the deck has issues of, well, I struggle a lot harder to win when I don't have Byron, right? So then this card kind of alleviates those sort of like issues. Next we have Zell, the Wind Whisperer. So he is a 5-mana 3/3 that gives +2/+2 to another ally follower, and then he has Evolve. If Overflow is active, you give another ally follower Storm. So at the moment, I don't think this card is good. I think this card is maybe only good if we get like cheaper things that you want to evolve to give Storm to, because in the past the mid game type Zells where like you evolved it without killing your opponent, without directly killing your opponent, were the ones that were like better. But right now, like, you don't like. I don't think there's like anything you're gonna want to play for like two or even 3 mana that like that's like actually good enough to actually like warrant like giving Storm to. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sold on this card. No, I think this card is maybe good in the aggro deck possibly, but I don't know. I really don't know. We have Splendorous Rock. So I guess if you're able to play this, I guess you're able to play Splendorous Rock and then make that into a 5/5. That has Storm. That's pretty good, but it's also one of those things that like I feel like that's like more set for Take 2, yeah, for Take 2 or even Open 6. Anyway, so next we have Rock. Rock is Vampire Enhanced 6 of all the Smaller, and then strike when the smaller attacks, gain +1/+0 until the end of the turn. So this card is pretty good. Now it's good, but that's like it's not actually like working towards anything. Like maybe if you're like playing some kind of like Zeus deck or whatever, then yeah, you'd like maybe play this. But like I don't really think this card's that good. Like I really think it's like more like Arena Draft Chaff, but it's like slightly better than that, because at least it's like a 3-mana 3/3 for 3. So 3-mana 3/3. So it's like good for that. But I don't think it's a good rotation, because I don't think it does enough, and obviously on Unlimited it's like too slow. And then we have Orca Run. Orca Run is a 2 mana 3 damage removal spell, which is great. And then if Overflow is active for you to put 2 Mega Lorcas into your hand. This is also good as well. The reason why this is good is because you need the ability to be able to go ahead and generate the Orcas. Generating the Orcas is nice because you can use those for the Dragon Horde as well, which is like why this has like some... Which is why this card has like some advantages over playing a Sneer of Disdain, because Sneer of Disdain can deal 4 for 4. Sorry, can deal 4 to 1 unit for 4 and deal 1 to everything else, but you don't get 2 Orcas or anything like that, so I like this card a lot. Alright, next we have the Shadow cards. For Shadow, we first have Hades, Father Purgatory. So this is a 12 mana 6/6, accelerate 6, deal 3 damage to all followers, and then go ahead and put a Path to Purgatory, put a Path to Purgatory into play, and also put a 7 play point, a copy of Hades, Father Purgatory without accelerate into your deck. And then last words, summon a Path to Purgatory, and then gain 6 shadows. So basically, you want to get Path to Purgatory. If you don't know what that is, that's PTP. It's at the end of your turn, it deals 6 damage to all enemies if you have at least 30 shadows. 30 shadows might seem like a lot, but it's actually not that much. Well, it is, and it isn't that much at the same time. Now, for this card, I liked it a lot. I thought about this card quite a bit, and I realized that's actually a lot better than I first initially thought, because like there's like some like very nifty combos you can do with this. Now for this one, you obviously, of course, you're gonna accelerate. The accelerate is nice because it pays for itself, because it does 3 damage, and then puts this in play without you having to actually like play out a Path to Purgatory. That's important. Now, yes, it does also take up board space, which is like kind of important for later. But you also get to put a 7 play point Hades into your deck, and then you can like replay that one. So if you eventually like put this guy into play and then like bring it back and then have it die, that's 8 shadows. That's 8 shadows by itself. If this guy gets put into play from your deck and then he dies, that's 7 shadows. That's really good as well. You might be wondering why I said that, but there's actually a few important reasons why I said that. Where we're gonna cover that as we go down. But keep in mind that this card is very good. Also, we also currently have Phantasmal Core in rotation. Phantasmal Core, you evolve that, boom, 10 shadows. So you're already a third of the way there for 1 Phantasmal Core. If you play Serb, that's 3 more shadows. If you play Bone Drone, 3 more shadows. If you play is it Desert Rider? I don't know. It's not Desert Rider. If you play damn, why did I forget? I forgot what the card's called. But yeah, basically there's a lot of ways to generate the 30 shadows for this, as long as you're being careful about your necromancy costs. Which means like, for example, you're like more likely to not play Orthrus, or you're like more likely to like not play Fran, or well, I mean, you might also play Fran. You're just like more likely to always get the curse and not the attendant, things like that. Next we have Aisha, the Underworld Sovereign. 10 out of 10 name, 10 out of 10 art. So this is Invocation. At the start of your turn, if you have at least 16 shadows, put this card from your deck into play, and then lose 8 shadows. And then whenever another ally follower attacks and deals damage to the enemy leader, if this follower has not attacked this turn, perform Necromancy 8, evolve this follower. When this follower evolves, it has Storm and Bane. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and just, generate a lot of shadows. And ideally have things like, say, Ghost, because Ghost can always attack. Have the Ghost attack. Aisha activates. Aisha also attacks as well. Boom, 5 damage. So this card by itself, if you're somebody able to like generate like 16 shadows ever, it could bring back just being able to play out like an aggro version of Shadow and whatnot, which is like very cool. It's pretty hotly anticipated, I think. Yeah, Storm and Bane is a great combination, just because like it means that like, oh well, can't kill me. If I need to trade, I can trade as well. So. Next we have Kawi the Underworld Heir. Let me scroll back down to it. Alright, there we go. Kawi the Underworld Heir. So he has Fanfare, Enhanced 6, gain the ability to evolve for 0 evolution points. That's important, keep that in mind. And then when evolved, he has Storm, again, an important keyword, also really important. And then he also has Leader Strike. Whenever this follower attacks the enemy leader, reanimate 4. Again, reanimate 4. Boom, reanimate. So things to keep in mind here is that, like I said, for the most part, you're gonna want to use Ghost in order to guarantee that you're gonna be able to activate the Aisha whenever you need to. Because I don't think for this guy, you can like attack and also like you can do that, but I think you're gonna have to have a Ghost play because I'm pretty sure it's gonna summon this. So I really think that this will bring to a head more aggressive mid range aggressive mid range, or even just like hyper, well, not quite hyper aggro, but more like aggro type shadow decks, which is like really cool because like for a while we just kind of had like slow shadow decks. Now having faster ones are good. Next we have the Spectral Cascade. So Spectral Cascade is very important here. So give your leader the following effect. At the end of this turn, summon zombies into your area's pool. So basically, if you have nothing to play, just summon 5 zombies. Great. Seems kind of bad, right? I know, but it's not. And then Fanfare Enhanced 9, randomly put different Shadowcraft followers from your deck into play onto your area's pool, and then destroy those followers. So both of these parts are both parts worth considering. The first part is that obviously, of course, is the 7 mana gain 10/10 in stats. This part's nice because you can like follow this up with like Vile Torrent or something like that, and then just have like a billion stats in play and just like win. Or of course you can follow it up with Grimoire again, the same thing, billion stats, easy peasy, just one game. Now the Enhanced 9 is also important as well, because the Enhanced 9 means that like if you're playing exactly 4 or exactly 5, if you're playing exactly 4 Shadowcraft followers, that you can go ahead and go full on Nep style, pull exactly Hades, and then 3 other Shadowcraft followers that you want from your deck, put them into play, then blow them up. That play by itself is 9 mana, gain 11 shadows, get your second PTP into play. That's important here because if you have, as long as you're at like 19 or as long as you're at least 19 to 20 shadows, boom, there you go. Both your PTPs are now active. They both trigger on the same turn. They deal 12 effect damage to the enemy board. And that should just win you the game on the spot, because like your opponent has to do both PTPs at the same time. That's kind of hard. So yeah, I really like it for that. It has a lot of like nice combo aspects attached to it. So yeah, I'm very excited for this card. And this card almost by itself single-handedly changes how I felt about like Hades. Next, we have TT, the Underworld Shaman. So very nice looking card. She is a 7 mana 1/9, which is a very unique stat line. It's like the first of its kind. And then Ward, Fanfare, Barrel Right is put a random 3 play point follower and a random 1 play point follower from your deck into play. So this is nice because what you're gonna do here is you're gonna try to like evolve. You're gonna try to like put yourself in a spot where you get either Grimoire and Grimoire and New Kawi, or you get Grimoire and possibly Jafnar, and then you go ahead and evolve something on the board. In this case, usually either the Kawi or evolve the TT or evolve the Grimoire. It doesn't really matter what you evolve. And then you go ahead and have the Kawi or Jafnar or whatever. Just come to the club, fuck shit up, and you either get to draw 2 cards or you get to draw 1 card. Or you get to draw or you get to either draw 2 cards or you just do a lot of shit at once. So this card is very strong, very strong combo card. I like this a lot. I like this card quite a bit, especially because like you're pulling from the deck. So in a sense you're drawing 4 cards, putting a lot of pressure on your opponent because you have 4 creatures in play as well, and that's a lot of things happening at the same time. I like this card quite a bit. Yeah, very excited for this card. Next we have the Iron Gear Corpseman. Iron Gear Corpseman is a 2/2 ward, Fanfare Necromancy 6. Randomly put 1 copy of the highest cost allied Machina follower that has been destroyed this match into your hand. So basically, what this card is going to read most times, at least at the moment, it's going to read add a Technolord, a Nia, or Colossus Skullord into your hand for 6 shadows. But of course you don't really care about your shadow cost because Machina Shadow doesn't really use shadows like that. So also Machina Shadow also generates quite a bit of shadows. So even if they did, they don't really care like that much. Now additionally, this card is also 2/2 ward and is also a Machina as well, which means you can go ahead and play it on your Fleeting Joy for 9 turns, and that pulls out now 5 creatures. The ward is actually a relevant text line because now you have 8/8 in ward. You have a self-perpetuating 3/3 AoE. You also have a 2/5 with Bane that kills a creature. Yeah, so you get even more stats and more effects, and it's great. Additionally, if you do play this and it does pick you up a Tech Lord or whatever, that's great, because the Tech Lord will, because what you can do is just go either 9 mana, play this, grab Colossus Skull Lord, replay Colossus Skull Lord, or you can go 10 mana and then go and play this, grab Tech Lord, then brings back Skull Lord, and then boom, you have 13 stats, again another AoE and the same ward, and you're just chilling. And so this card is a very strong combo card, I think, a lot, because you, again, like I said, there's no competition on what you use for your shadows, and that's like the big deal here. Next we have Fatal Fields. Fatal Fields is a countdown to 4 mana amulet. At the end of your turn, destroy a random ally follower and a random enemy follower. So I don't like this card at all, because like it's too random. Like both parts are random, and that's not good. Like if it was one part that was random, sure. If it was one of either part that was random, sure, maybe. But or no, sorry. If it was you get to choose, and then and it was like random for it was like random for whatever got blown up, sure, maybe. But no, it's random for the sake of being random, and I don't like it. Additionally, right now, Shadow in rotation, and even just in general, Shadow has a wealth of removal. They literally have removal for almost every single type of situation that you need to be in. As far as like creature-based removal goes. Oh, you need to deal 4? Sure. You need to deal 3? Sure. You need to deal 2? Sure. Stealth? Sure. You need to deal 6? Sure. Like, it's just so crazy. Next we have Mino, the Crafty Reaper. Mino, the Crafty Reaper is a 1 mana 1/1 that's spam for enhance 7, gain plus 7/7, and gain 3 shadows in the last words, gain 1 shadow. So this is one of the creatures that you would possibly consider playing if you're playing a Hades type deck. It does have some advantages over playing Spartary Sergeant, such like for example, if you play for the enhance 7, and also if you pull from the enhance 9 of that spell that we were talking about earlier, in which case the play would end up being 9 mana, gain 12 shadows. Yeah, gain 12 shadows. And yes, there's not much of a difference between like 12 and 12 between 12 and 11, except of course, for when there is. But I don't actually know. Either way, though, this card's very, very good. It's very, very good at what it does. I think it'll be a lot better in like limited formats, but for now, it's good. We have the Mechasaw Deathbringer. Mechasaw Deathbringer is a 3 mana 1/1. It's basically like a retrain on Lurching Corpse. So it has last words, destroy random enemy follower, but this guy can attack, so he's not hampered by the way like old Lurching Corpse was, because like we've all been there where we've had Lurching Corpse and our opponent just like doesn't play a ward, and we just like don't draw an activator, so we're just like sad. But this guy does cost 3 mana. 3 mana is a lot different than 2 mana, because 3 mana cards are almost always clunky. This guy's no exception, because this guy does require an activator. So if you don't have an activator, he's like kind of sad. Although admittedly, you can play this guy into playing Fatal Fields, which is like really cute. But I don't know if that's any good or not. I feel like it's not, but yeah. And then we have the Greater Lesser Mummy. Greater Lesser Mummy is a 2 mana 2/2, evolves into a 4/4, and then has evolve if another ally follower is in play, perform Necromancy 8, give Storm to another ally follower. So like a lot of people have been trying to break this card, but currently I don't really think that there's any kind of like good way in rotation to break this card. I think literally like the best one that I've like seen so far is like one that I thought myself is where you go ahead and you have this card in hand. Excel Charters. So you have the Lurker in the Dark, or whatever it's called, in your hand, and you go ahead and you get to play series, evolve series, trade. Next turn, Eternal Vow, and then like turn 7, you can go for a Storm Tartarus play, in which you go ahead and you get to generate an 8/8, a 3/3, and 3/3 ward and a 2/2 for like a total of like 13 stats. And you almost assuredly nuke your opponent's board, and whatever you didn't nuke, the Lesser Mummy you should clear up. So yeah, so like in situations like that, that's great. But we also have to like burn up a lot. You also do a lot of things in order to like make that play happen. So that's why I like don't like it. Also, Lesser Mummy has like no like once you run out of evolves, like Lesser Mummy is actually useless at that point. So yeah, I don't know. And then we have Bone Blast. Bone Blast is this is a 5 mana spell, summon 3 skeletons, deal damage to an enemy follower equal to the number of allied skeletons in play. So this card's like playing a Night Horde. Night Horde is the 4 mana spell that does the same thing, except you also get 2 baths before you make the play. Except like this card is gonna be good for the PTP thing. but it costs 5, and most times I'm not sure if you're gonna feel comfortable playing this card for 5. If you play for 3 under series, it becomes a lot better. But if you play for 5, I don't think playing for 5 is worth that. But we'll find out, because this is still 5 mana. I get 4 shadows, so that's pretty good. All right, next we have Blood. So for Blood, we have probably like probably in the top 5 or top 10 or whatever of most talked about cards this set, Seductress Vampire. So 10 out of 10 artwork, great, perfect. So for her effect, she is a 8 mana 4/4. And during your turn, when this card is added to your hand, not drawn, added to your hand from your deck, if Vengeance is not active for you, reveal this card and then banish it, and then Vengeance is now active for you for the rest of the game. Like, it doesn't matter if you're at 20, doesn't matter if you're at 1, Vengeance is active for you. And then the actual card's effect is Fanfare, deal 4 damage to an enemy, and then restore defense earlier. So basically, it's like old Temptress, except like you pay 1 mana less for -1/-1 in stats, and then -1 damage. But like playing Temptress for 9 was like very, very hard. Playing it for 8, this should be easier, like leagues easier. But again, the real takeaway here is that permanent Vengeance. Like, there are a lot of cards in rotation that, like, oh, if you don't have to jump through hoops in order to have like Vengeance be activated or whatever, it becomes very, very good. It becomes very, very ridiculous, in fact. Like, for example, Dual Blame from last set. Dual Blame, like, it only gets you a +1 if you evolve it, but now if you just get a +1 straight up, that's good. Next we have Urias, the Traitorous Duke. So Urias is a 3 and a 1/5/1 ridiculous stat line. Evolves into a 5/5, again, another ridiculous stat line. So he has Fanfare Vengeance is active for you. Gain the ability to activate to evolve for zero evolution points. Nuts. And then whenever this follower comes into play, whenever an enemy follower comes into play, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader and then restore 1 defense earlier. So basically, like, he's like a supercharged, like, super ward, because like he not only can fight other creatures, he also prevents you from playing at creatures while trying to deal with them or whatever, because you take damage and he heals. So. And then also, when he evolves, he gets an additional effect of, during your turn, whenever this follower attacks and destroys an enemy follower, if this follower is not destroyed, restore 4 defense to this follower. So basically, if you don't kill him, he literally goes back to full. So you have to kill him. Like, just, yeah. This card's probably one of the most pushed cards I've like seen in a while, but thankfully, he's not as good unless you have Vengeance. But if you have Vengeance, he becomes like fucking God, like literally God, like God mode. It's insane. Next we have Azazel the Depraved. Azazel is a 4 mana 3/3, evolves into a 5/5, and has Fanfare, deal 2 damage to an enemy follower. If Vengeance is active for you, deal 6 instead. Nuts. Evolve, change your leader's maximum defense to 10, give your leader the following effect, can't take more than 3 damage at a time. This effect is not stackable and lasts for the rest of the match. So this is another permanent Vengeance card, except this one does it differently than Seductress. This one forcibly puts you to 10. Like, so now you're in a situation where you can both die. But thankfully, you don't die to getting burst shotted. You only die to like things that say lose the game or to like taking a billion like ticks of damage or whatever. But there's no one thing that can like shapeshift like one shot you unless where it is does damage it in like multiple like pings or whatever. So that's pretty cool. His Fanfare is crazy. It literally means that like when you draw multiple copies of this card, like you won't feel bad about it, because the first one puts you into Vengeance, and then they let you just like fucking nuke things out of the sky. So for a quick perspective, this thing in Vengeance straight up 1v1 series. That's fucking it literally 1v1 series, and just on Fanfare. You don't even have to evolve, just dead. That's pretty good. Next, we have Heartsick Demon. Heartsick Demon is another crazy-ass card. So this one is Fanfare. If Vengeance is active for you, subtract 1 for the cost of 2 black craft cards, excluding Heartsick Demon in your hand. So this card's nuts. So I'm probably going to say that quite a bit for blood cards. Going through this now. The cost reduction, as you know, is very, very good. When you get to pick and choose what you want to cost reduce, and as cards that might not necessarily have like innate cost reduction, That's where it gets crazy. So there are a few quick scenarios you can think of that become like obviously like very good. But if you can't think of one, let me go ahead and give you one. So in the past, there are obviously, you know, of course, like Laura combos, like Laura from that Laura Demon General. One combo that I kind of like thought of a few about about 20 or so minutes before I started, you know, making this video, is that of one where you get to play Laura out for 3. Play Laura for 3 mana, you're an Obsidian Vengeance, so Laura gives something else Vengeance. Laura gives something else Storm. You then get to go ahead and evolve the Laura, so Laura has Storm herself, go face for 5, then play Thunder Behemoth, and then Thunder Behemoth goes face again for 3, then goes face himself for 6, for a total of 9 plus 5, it's 14. Yeah, 14 damage for 7 mana is no joke. No, like, it doesn't matter if you only have like 5 play points the next turn, because like you just hit your opponent in the face for fucking like either 11 or 14 straight up, and that's like ridiculous. Next we have the Nightmare Dream Eater. Nightmare Dream Eater is a 2 mana 1/1. Has Vampire, if Vengeance is active, you gain +2/+0, and then last word, summon a Force Bat and give it +X/0. X equals the swallow's attack before being destroyed. So in a format where there are like less tokens, this card becomes a very, very good control killer. I say control killer is this one that's like it squeezes removal from control that I didn't want to use up like immediately, because they would have preferred to have done it like doing other stuff and setting up for other things. But this card in Vengeance becomes a 3/1. Sorry, not 3/1. It becomes a 6/2. It becomes a 6/2 across 2 bodies, because like the base body is a 3/1, and then we get the bat. The bat will literally just like mirror the stats on this card. So that's nuts. Yeah. Oops. Did I just skip a card? I did. Yeah, okay. So next we have Mecha Forged Devil. Mecha Forged Devil is a 4 mana 3/3, evolve into a 5/5. Vampire, put Assembly Droid in your hand. Evolve, put a Repair Word in your hand, and then recover 2 play points. This card is nuts. So this card is nuts because like right now, one of the issues that people have is like holding 8 or 9 cards in order to guarantee that Lane has Storm. But this card gives you a +2. It gives you a +2, or it either gives you a +2 or it gives you a 4 mana, or it gives you a 4 mana 6/6. Either one is good. Either gives you a +3. Either gives you a +3 or gives you a 4 mana 6/6. Either one of those is acceptable. It also just replaces itself in its base form. Initially, I thought that, well, would you feel comfortable playing this card or whatever? Like you had to play it later in the game, but then I realized you probably don't care, because at that point, like you've drawn so many cards that you're most likely like starting out the Slain Train, or just like playing mono, or just like playing Destructive Suck and winning that way. So this card is good. This card is pretty good. Next we have Prism of Pain. Prison of Pain is a 3 mana countdown to Vampire, deal 1 damage to your leader and then draw a card. And at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to your leader and draw a card. So this card is very, very good. The reason why this card is good is because you draw, what is it, 2 cards? Either 2 cards or 3 cards, I believe. Yeah, it's 3 cards. You draw 3 cards, you take 3 damage, but the thing is that, right, is that like this is good for Dark Beast type decks or whatever, because like the alternative to this is like playing Dire Bond. If you play Dire Bond, you can actually straight just like die for playing that. But if you play this, it's a little bit safer. You draw less cards. Yeah, it's a little bit safer. You still draw the same amount of cards, but we take less upfront damage. So if you're someone who's going to play Dire Bond, you now will probably just like play this. It's cheaper as well, because Dire Bond was a gold, this is silver, so this is a little bit of a cheaper alternative for you as well. Next we have Gear Snake Tamer. Gear Snake Tamer is a 2 mana 1/3, evolves to a 3/5. Whenever an Outlet Stepper comes into play, change it to a Machina follower, and then evolve, summon two serpents, so the serpents will come into play, and then they be turned into Machinas. This card is also Machina itself, so this card, when you evolve it, puts you half of the way there to activating mono. This card is also just a 5/7 when evolved, and that's really, really good. And also lets you hold up 2 play points as well, so you can like play it something else if you need be. So this card is very, very good. It helps activate your Metal Blade, which in turn activates your Slain. So it's a nice ball synergy. Now, of course, this card does suck. This card is like less good when you don't have evolves for it. And not even like less good like the other one, but no, this one's like straight just like less good when you don't have evolves for it, because like literally the majority of your deck is Machinas. However, that being said, you can also go ahead and curve Gear Snake into. Sorry. You also go ahead and curve Gear Snake into Unleash the Nightmare, and then guaranteed get your 3 Machinas that way. So yeah, like a lot of synergies for this card. And the fact that it's able to like transmute things is like really interesting to me. Maybe there'll be like another point for that like later on, but for right now it's just very, very good. Now we have Nephelio Dour Demon. Nephelio Dour Demon is a 3 and a 3/3. Enhanced 7 game plus 4. The enhanced 7 doesn't really mean as much. But what matters is the can't be targeted by any spells and effects. That part's important. So having Hex Truth is very, very good effect. This game is has to deal with it. Now in limited formats, we're actually going to hold this card for 7, and becomes really 7/7 has 10. Now for constructive formats, I don't really know if you're gonna play this. I don't really know if you're gonna play this. I think right now Blood just has like so many good cards all at once right now that I feel like we'll probably have some better play. Almost assuredly. But if you're playing something like for aggro deck, I guess maybe this card would work for you because it has good base stats. Next, we have the Swarming Wraith. Swarming Wraith is a 2 mana 3/2. Vampire of Vengeance is active. Vengeance is not active for you, deal 2 damage to your leader, and if Vengeance is active for you, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. So, in a world where we're playing like aggro Vengeance or whatever that's like active on 1, this card is great because this card, if you're going first, this card represents taking 5 damage. So basically, like taking like Omega Blood Wolf levels of damage very, very early on, and that's like very, very good. Now, of course, if you don't find it early, it kind of sucks for you. And if you don't find your Vengeance activated, it also kind of sucks for you there. But at least it has a good base stats. So if you don't find Vengeance, you just like hit for 3 instead of hitting for 5, and that's like acceptable. So next we have Entrancing Blow. Entrancing Blow is give +2/+0 to a Bloodcraft follower in your hand, and then deal 3 damage to the random enemy follower. Now, note this is random, so that kind of hurts the playability of the card a little bit. Although, thankfully for Blood, if you're playing like Machina Blood or whatever, then the deal random should not be an issue for you because you should be able to isolate down the creature you want to kill in the first place. Now, that being said, this card is very, very good. Specifically for Machina, because Machina has 2 different direct storm followers that they can like make very, very good. Like you have the mono, which if you play this, mono would go up to being an 8/6, and you have Slain, who would go up to also being an 8/6. 8/6 to 8/10, or 8/6 to 10/8. If Slain hits you in the face for 10 and heals for 10, you lose. Like there's no get, you just lose. And this card being able to kind of like facilitate that kind of gameplay patterns is damn, it's Monka-esque. But either way, I think this card is very, very good. Now this will go ahead and conclude the part 2, which is like Dragon Shadow Blood. Now, admittedly, of these 3, I definitely think that like Blood and Shadow are very, very, very good. Dragon, admittedly, is also probably gonna be pretty good as well. Although for Dragon, like I'm having like a slightly harder time wrapping my head around some of like the different decks or whatever at the moment that are gonna exist for that, because like right now there's no Storm Ramp right now, because like we don't have any like fat Storm Wars at the moment. And for Aggro Dragon, like the Aggro Dragon right now is like, it's good, but like it also has like a weirder playstyle which is currently just like, oh, play Byron, play Poseidon, Byron doesn't die and just run away with the game. And so actually like playing different things is gonna be kind of interesting for me. So I'm really looking forward to these like 3 particular classes most of all, I think. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.